Good, ready? Hi, I'm Dr. Amy Hasty, and this is our resident cat, Zelda. And a lot of clients ask me questions about how to trim their cat's toenails. Well, today I've noticed Zelda going around the hospital doing that kitty sharpening of the toenails. So I thought, you know what? It's a good time. I can make a little video and it'll hopefully help some of you out there with some tips for how to trim your cat's toenails. So here's Zelda. She's looking a little annoyed at me. And there's a few tools you'll need. One, you'll need a good nail trimmer. I like these. I know they're really big for a kitty. We use them a lot with dogs, but they stay sharp. They're very durable. They'll last a long time. So you can use this pretty much on any pet in your household. And because it cuts side to side, I can really see what I'm doing and it gives me a lot of control. So these are my favorite nail trimmers. They make some little versions of these for kitty cats that are a little smaller. So if all you have is cats or really tiny dogs, they're pretty good. But sometimes they're a little flimsy and over time they'll get dull. Everybody's got one of these in their house, which for little kittens and small cats, sometimes you can use a regular nail trimmer, but you do have to be a little bit careful that you don't catch any other part of their foot in there, and they can be a little bit wimpy. So we keep these in here for tiny puppies and kittens sometimes. The only other thing you might want to have around is sometimes it's possible if your pet jerks their foot or if like a dog has dark nails, you can't see where you're cutting. Once in a while you might cut your pet's toenail too short. And you don't have to panic, you know, if it's just a little seep of blood, sometimes you can take some flour or cornstarch and pack it in there and that'll work. Or this is called Quick Stop. It's a styptic powder. You can get it pretty much anywhere, so like over at PetSmart. And what it is, it's this yellow powdery stuff, okay? So if you do cut a toenail too short, you just take a little bit of that powder, pack it into the end of the toenail that you've cut. It will stop the bleeding and it also helps to numb it a little bit. So that's really nice to have on hand, especially if you have multiple pets that you trim their toenails. So hopefully we won't need that with Zelda here today. And I'm going to show you how to trim her front claws. So usually when you're restraining your cat, it's a good idea to hold your cat facing away from you. So they feel a lot more comfortable and you have a little bit more control and they're not going to reach out if they get a little grumpy and swat at you. So you're a little bit safer from this angle as well. And Zelda's kind of used to having stuff done, so she looks a little grumpy, but she's being pretty good. And so I'll come up here to their front paw, and when you press, you can actually extend their claws. So I press on the top and you can see her little claws stick right out when we do that. Come here, Zelda. I know you're mad at me. Now, on Zelda's claws, you can see that they're clear and they're very, very sharp at the tip. So they're sort of pink right here where I'm scratching with my fingernail, and then it goes clear and sharp to the tip. So that's telling me you can make your cut right about the edge where it gets skinny and it looks clear like that. So here's what her nail looks like. And I'm going to slide my nail trimmer right up to that hook and just snip that right there. So you can see what it looks like. I'm going to do one here. So again, you can see it's sort of pink and the nail is wider. And so right about there, that's a good place to just kind of snip that. I'm going to push her hair back, extend that claw out. I'm going to snip this one. And she's making a little noise, but she's being pretty good. The dew claw sometimes is a little harder because it's all buried up here underneath. And some kitties have extra dew claws, so double check. Make sure that you're getting all those nails. Come here, sweetums. Okay, she can lay on their side. Sometimes that makes it easier too. So there we go. I can get right at that one. We got our dew claw on the other side. Most kitties, if you go slow, maybe use some kitty treats, you can get them to do this without too much fuss. But when you put your thumb on the base of the nail and then your finger on the top knuckle and press, you can see it just makes that claw stick right out. I'll show that to you again. With that wide part, we're just going to take that little bit right there. Now usually the front claws are more hooked and they're sharper, and that's the ones that they like to go around the house and sharpen on all your furniture and stuff. So trimming these regularly, about every 2 to 3 weeks, you can keep them nice and smooth and also help limit some of the damage that they can do to your furniture. Just while I'll also show you their back claws. take a look at hers. And she's getting grumpy, so I might give her a break and just do the fronts for now. But you can extend them too, but you see they're more spear-shaped, where they kind of stick out a little bit more straight. They're not as curved as the front claws. But you can do the same thing. Just take those little tips right off, and that'll help blunt those down. So the first step when you get a new kitten, get them used to being held this way. Get them used to being petted like this. A lot of cats don't like too much stroking over their body, but if you just come up here and just kind of scratch them on their cheeks like this, you can get them to relax, feed them their favorite little treats right in this position, and then let them go. You know, do that for a while, kind of get them used to that kind of handling, and then you can get them used to oh, I wish you heard somebody. Get them used to sitting here, having their feet handled like this, and then give them a little break and let them go. And if you can just get one, you know, don't turn it into World War III. Just get the few that you can, give them a break, come back with a little tuna fish or something they really like, and you'll be able to get those done. And certainly if you want to learn how in person, you can certainly come by. We're more than happy to give you a demonstration on how to trim your own cat's nails and some tips on how to restrain them. So sometimes a towel, making a little kitty burrito, can be a really good idea to get that done. So, all right, again, this is Dr. Hasty and Grumpy Zelda. So I hope that helps you guys.